A few months ago, I had never even heard of this director, but I'm so glad I was introduced to him because after only seeing 2 of his films, I can confidently say he has some of the greatest potential of any director working right now. I'm of course talking about Damien Chazelle, director of Whiplash and La La Land. Both of these films are in my top 10 favorite movies ever made. While they are very different in many ways, they have 2 very big similarities. 1, they both focus on jazz, and 2, the themes that they explore are very similar. That's what we'll be talking about today. This is Damien Chazelle, The Cost of Success. All of Damien Chazelle's main characters have clear goals in mind. Neiman wants to become the next great drummer and he simply wants to be remembered by people. Sebastian wants to open his own jazz club, and Mia wants to become an actress. All of these characters get what they want in the end, which should mean these movies have happy endings, but they don't really. Neiman will do whatever it takes to be truly great. He'll sacrifice anything else in his life just to be remembered. One scene demonstrates that really well, and it's when Neiman breaks up with his girlfriend because he thinks she might get in the way of him reaching fame.
You know I would stop you from doing that. You know that for a fact.
Yeah.
It perfectly shows how Neiman has given up everything else because he's so dedicated to being the next great drummer. Neiman even puts drumming ahead of his own health because when he's hit by a truck, he doesn't even pause. He is so set on drumming that even when he's bleeding all over, he's motivated to get to practice in time because that's what he needs to do in order to one day reach greatness. Fletcher also makes sure that Neiman stays in that direction, forcing him to prove himself and practice harder and harder every day through intimidation. The interesting thing is, Fletcher actually thinks he's doing the right thing for his students. He believes he has to beat them up mentally so they will strive to be better, and only then will they become truly great. He believes that if he's not making them feel awful, then they won't feel motivated to practice as hard, and he'd be preventing the next great musician from ever happening.
I was there to push people beyond what's expected of them. Otherwise, we're depriving the world of the next Louis Armstrong.
These characters are barely even human by the end, because all they care about is greatness. Fletcher will do whatever it takes to make his students good musicians, even if he makes them all go insane. Neiman will sacrifice everything else so he can focus on drumming and drumming only. This is where Damien Chazelle's message comes into play. We'll get into how these characters accomplish their goals, but even if they do, what was the price? Was it worth it? Is it worth selling your humanity to accomplish your goals? Then we also have La La Land. Mia and Sebastian, unlike the characters of Whiplash, both seem like very good people. They have their goals in mind, but it's not quite working out yet. Then, meeting each other pushes them forward. They encourage each other and help each other get closer to reaching their goals. And we all predict that they'll end up together, because that's what always happens in these films. We expect them to have the perfect ending in La La Land, where they both accomplish their goals and stay together. But of course, that isn't what happens at all. At the ending, we cut a while in the future, and both of our characters have gotten exactly what they wanted. Sebastian has his jazz club, Mia is an actress, but now she has a different husband, and this comes as a huge surprise to the viewers, but this is the same message that we got in Whiplash. The characters just accomplished their dreams, but they didn't get to do it together. They sacrificed their relationship to get their goals done. One scene in Whiplash tells essentially the same message that La La Land does, when Neiman breaks up with his girlfriend because he wouldn't be able to be the same great drummer. That's essentially what happens with Mia and Sebastian here. They couldn't have both their dreams and their relationship. That's the cost of success. They completed their goals and succeeded in the careers that they've always wanted, but maybe that wasn't what they truly wanted in the end. But now, I want to talk about the ending of Whiplash. Boy, do I have a lot to say about this ending. It has incredible payoff for just one movie, and it's one of the best endings of all time. And I'm not just saying that. This is the kind of film where all you can say once it's over is, wow. I don't know if you can put into words how amazing this whole climax is, but now I'm going to give it a shot. As we head into the third act, this becomes a revenge story. Fletcher offers Neiman a spot as the replacement drummer in his new band and tells him they'll be playing a song that he knows really well, but Fletcher knows he was fired because of Neiman, so he tries to get his revenge. And when the band starts to play the song, Neiman realizes Fletcher gave him the wrong music just to try and make him look bad in front of a live audience. And Neiman attempts to play that song, but it's very clear he doesn't know what he's doing, and eventually leaves the stage. But Neiman can't let it end like that. He takes matters into his own hands and plays what he can play. Now he's in control and can finally show what he can do. It's during this solo that Fletcher realizes
Never really had a Charlie Parker.
But now he has. Through the harsh methods that Fletcher used, he made Neiman a great player, and both characters realize they're both getting what they've wanted the whole time. Fletcher has tried for years to get a student like Charlie Parker, and that's what Neiman has become. And Neiman never would have become this great drummer if it wasn't for being taught by Fletcher, even if the teaching methods felt like torture. Fletcher gives in and helps Neiman during the final performance. When they were enemies minutes ago, now they've helped each other accomplish their dreams, and they're on the same side for this scene only. And then, in the final shots, we see Fletcher almost give Neiman a smile, because he knows he taught a Charlie Parker, and that's the end of the movie. But the story is nowhere near finished. Both characters have accomplished their goals, but again, at what cost? A lot is still left in question, and I love that. Neiman is still gonna have to pay the price, but he wants to be remembered, whatever it takes. And this brings us back to La La Land. Mia and Sebastian both accomplished their goals, but it also meant that they couldn't be together, and then Neiman had to let go of literally everything else in his life just to be a great drummer. It's the same theme with all these characters. They had to do whatever it takes to reach their goals, and we're supposed to think that none of them ended up truly happy. Damien Chazelle is warning us through both of these movies that accomplishing your dreams might not turn out in the perfect way that you expect, because you can't have everything. Sacrifices have to be made, and we are all gonna have to choose. All the characters made their dreams come true, but we're supposed to be left thinking, were all these sacrifices really worth it? That's the message that sticks with me after these films are done, and that's the cost of success.